vaccines. So in the report, we identify
The
three
World
areas
Bank
where there
conducted a
are
survey on
weaknesses or
COVID-19 pandemic impact on PNG's workforce at the end of 2020 and found out that there were people who were employed prior to the pandemic reaching PNG and eventually lost their jobs as a result of lockdowns and restrictions put in place that affected businesses.
A survey the World Bank undertook last year in late June found that 25% of those surveyed who were working prior to the crisis were no longer working. It was the middle quintile of households that was most affected by those job losses, or in other words, households which are not poor but are vulnerable to being pushed into poverty.
Digital connectivity was a challenge as a lot of workers were asked to work from home. Labour mobility to neighbouring countries like Australia and New Zealand was also an issue, given travel and other restrictions that were established between borders. World Bank senior economist Matthew Dornan provides advice based on analysis of the situation in PNG.
COVID-19 has not spread so widely in PNG and other Pacific Island countries relative to most parts of the world. As a health issue, it's less urgent. However, the global pandemic has had severe economic ramifications for the region. PNG hasn't suffered to the same degree as some of its neighbours, tourism-dependent economies like Fiji, for instance. But the global downturn resulting from COVID has reduced demand for export products from PNG and has also lowered commodity prices, with flow-on effects for the PNG economy.
Chief executives of food companies in the country have also expressed concern on COVID-19's impact on PNG's economy, saying the situation is still uncertain going into 2021 as the economic recovery process continues.
Approval of some of these big projects, brings foreign investment into the country, which creates jobs, which creates spending, which creates a business that all of us can access, and the whole country grows together. So I can create a little bit of economic growth, but not as much as these large capital investments that could come into the country.
But it's still uncertain times. So we're hoping for the best and planning for the worst. In terms of growth, I don't feel that we should expect this year to be worse. We should expect it to be better than last year. We need the mining sector to recover and some of the mines to restart.
Concerns have been raised in the World Bank report on how soon and how safe travel in the Pacific region can resume in the economic recovery process. Dennis Orere, National EMTV News.